The history of philosophy begins when the history of writing and study begins. And its history begins when the history of cities begins. And the city was created when the agricultural revolution took place, or what is known as the Neolithic Revolution. This is approximately 12,000 years ago. The history before that was that of a city. We call it the Stone Age, when man was a hunter-gatherer. The history of the agricultural revolution began with a fertile crescent. This fertile crescent begins with Egypt, then Palestine, then Syria, then Iraq. This whole area has many rivers, as a result of which the soil here is very fertile. Man learned how to sow the seeds in the soil, water it, take care of it, and grow crops from it. Along with this, I am telling you how clay pots and clay houses were made 12,000 years ago, and how different animals could be used for this agricultural work. And perhaps the most important invention that I have in my hands is the fertile crescent. The first fertile crescent that was made, you will be surprised, was made of stone. Then slowly, when man learned how to use iron, he started making it out of iron. And obviously, when the fertile crescent was made, it became very easy to cut the crops. Along with this, man learned how to make a stone axe. With that stone axe, man cleared the jungles and started planting crops there. And perhaps the most important invention of this agricultural revolution was the fertile crescent. How can the soil be made more fertile by using the fertile crescent? This is almost 8,000 years old. First, let's go to Syria. In Syria, there is a city called Aleppo. There, in almost 9,400 BC, the first temple was built, and, as a result of the population around it, perhaps the first city was built. Now let's go to Jericho, which is also mentioned in the Bible, and its population was around 2,000 to 3,000 people. At that time, 2,000 to 3,000 people gathered. Here, it was considered a city. Today, we don't even consider it a village. Anyway, this is Jericho, which was established in almost 8,000 BC. Let's move on. This is Susa in Iran, which is almost 6,000 BC old. This is Egypt. You must have recognized it. It was also established in almost 5,000 to 6,000 BC. Many people are familiar with the date of its foundation. And this is our own Mohenjo-Daro, which was established in almost 5,000 to 6,000 BC. Now let's go to China. This is the Xia dynasty, 4,000 BC. If you have seen these ancient cities, you must have realized where the Zoroastrian revolution began and how the first city was established, where the philosophy was gradually born. In almost 6,000 BC, that is 8,000 years ago, man invented the bronze, in which he mixed copper and tin to create a new type of metal, which was harder than copper. With this new metal, man made tools and weapons. But the advantage of the tools was that they increased man's reproductive power. And as man's reproductive power increased, he was able to produce so much that it was beyond the basic needs of society. This is why we call it surplus product. As a result of surplus product, the old tribes gradually became a ruling class. And as soon as it became a ruling class, it became a state, and the kingdom was established. With the state, this is the period when men won over women. How? Because of their weapons, tools, and especially because of their reproductive power. And this is the period when one tribe started attacking another tribe with their weapons made of tin. And the tribe they conquered, they made that tribe their slave. So this is the period, around 600 BC, when slavery was established. After the Bronze Age, Iron Age started. Iron Age started around 300 BC. And in Nigeria, for the first time, iron was melted and converted into different materials. But iron is very soft. When iron is mixed with carbon, it produces steel. Steel was invented around 2000 BC. And as soon as steel was invented, it was understood that the different tools of steel and, especially the weapons made of steel, are extremely hard and can cut anything. Especially the weapons made of bronze can be defeated very easily. But the most important use of steel was when steel was used to make a steel-tipped plow. As a result, there was a lot of increase, and this is the period we call the Iron Age. This is the period when man first discovered writing. And as soon as he discovered writing, he discovered the alphabet, he discovered the letters, and along with that, the first literature was created, and the first historical records were made.